Hey yo, rest in peace Scott Hall. This is going to be an achievement for the game Thunder Kid. And it has been published by East Asia Soft, who were kind enough to provide me a code for it. This is what it puts us into as we start the game, so as we are one to do, start the clock. Okay, I think that's bugged. That's a checkpoint. Okay. These guys kind of look like the robot badniks in Sonic Adventure 1. Sorry, not Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2. I ain't gonna lie, this is kind of my lack of perception here, or of the depth. The depth perception on this is pretty difficult. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so we can pick those up. We can jump backwards now. Do the health things that we had? No, apparently not. So yeah, it actually despawns the levels behind us. Okay, wasn't expecting that, but okay. Ow! Oh come on, that's a bit cheap. Oh, come on. Really? That's bullshit. Achievement's popping like crazy, though. Never gonna complain about that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, come on. Why wouldn't it let me jump? Literally, why wouldn't it let me jump? I don't understand. So, kill enemies, earn medallions, medallions, health tokens, defeat bosses. Okay. boss. I'm going to take a hit. Can't someone shoot me? For fuck's sake. Thank you. Bonk. Right. Medallion. Energy medallions. Health tokens. Okay, so those are the health tokens. Medallions. I don't think they're energy medallions, are they? Or maybe they are and they just increase my power. I don't bloody know. You know what this viewpoint reminds me of? I know what it reminds me of. It reminds me of... it almost reminds me of the Sonic 3D pinball stages in Sonic Adventure 2. In the I want to say the casino world. Yeah, Casinopolis, I think it was called. Okay, there's one there. Right, one wonders if to open that, we have to kill this dude. No. Okay, I theorise then I have to take the lower floor. Oh. Okay. That's one way. Okay. Sure. And yes, for those asking, I also believe that the texture that they have in the background for the text looks bloody awful. Also, the music for this boss is also bloody horrible. It reminds me of the music for Ghostbusters on the NES. Ghostbusters 2, I think it was. It's not good. It would be nice if my shots could go a little longer without dissipating. Just saying. Because I have to get really close and it's freaking dangerous. Got him. Yeah, those trees are just asking to be leapt on. But it doesn't hurt us. Or at least not those specific ones. Okay, somebody hit me. Thank you. That's frustrating. Oh, you little bugger. Oh, fuck off. Okay, that enemy's kind of cool. Four energy medallions, health tokens, 2 bosses. Oh, get screwed. So I have to kill the top of it. Okay. I can't aim at the legs. Okay, good to know. I can either aim at the head or I can aim at the diagonal, like the top half of the legs, like the thighs. And I say the thighs because that's the best word that I can possibly use to describe these. Those segments. The top half of the legs above the knee. I can hit from this distance, wonderful. Gives me more time to avoid stuff. Okay, cacti hurt us apparently. Good to know. I'm gonna say though, this music is bloody dreadful. And I understand that they wanted to go with a certain style with the game, and that's fine, but the music is dreadful. I could make better music than this, and I have absolutely no experience in doing so. And the music is so bad, it hurts to listen to. It's just that bad. honestly have no idea what the energy medallions do if they increase our firepower or what. Because the game doesn't tell you. I can literally walk under that. Why does it not let me do so? Oh, I just need to get to the third boss. I was hoping the energy medallions would refill our health, but apparently not, so why are they called energy medallions? It doesn't make sense. I believe all I need to do now is fight the boss. Oh, Jesus, okay. Hey, look, Alice! Laser beams! Oh, Jesus. Okay. God, you need eyes in the back of your head for this one. That are the drones releasing the lasers, apparently. Yep, it's the sound effects in this game, which I've already commented on them being bad to the point of barely listenable. Stop the clock. Okay. Here's my thing. Here's my thoughts, okay? I have two thoughts. The first is, why does the logo of the game, which is supposed to be Thunder Kid, read as Thun7ERYI7? That's my first question. Second question, why is the music so bloody bad? The sound quality in this game is very low. I personally could do better, and I have no experience in making music or sound effects or anything. I could do better with stock sound effects, especially on that last boss with the drone lasers. It is a horrible noise to listen to, as Drinky mentioned in the chat. The entire sound of this game, the audio, the production, everything needs to be thrown out and you need to start again. It's bad. So what I'm going to do, for the purpose of this, I'm going to mute the sound as I give my thoughts, because it's going to be much better to listen to. So, I could think of a much better logo straight away. So you want your game to be called Thunder Kid, okay? Here is something that you could do for a logo that would be easier to read. There you go. Thunder Kid. Done. That logo is easier to read than that one, because that one literally looks like Thun7ERYI7 or Thunder Yidge. Thunder Yidge. Thunder Yidge. That's what it looks like. Thun JERYI7. That's what it looks like. The text, or sorry, the logo looks horrifically pixelated, and whilst your game, excuse me, whilst you're able to do that for your game, I would just remind you that your splash image of the game, okay, your splash image of Thunder Kid was this. Let me just get this onto the screen. So here is I'm just going to quickly overlay it onto the screen. Here is the image, the splash image for your game on Xbox. Okay, this is your splash image. Oh, apologies, it's in 4K. Let me filter that to the screen, fit to screen. There you go. That's your splash image. Now, why could you not use your ability or your money? You made a promotional image for that image that picture of that quality, why could you not do that for the logo of your game? I would theorise that it cost you more money to have that splash image made than it did this entire title screen. That is what I theorise. Because that logo looks bloody horrible and can't be read efficiently. And the fact you've made it all pixel style when the game is not pixel style. You know, you could have made it 3D looking. You know, like yeah, there are just so many things you could have done. But I mean, the font that you're using is pixelated. It's horrible. It's horrible to look at. It looks low quality. You know, you could have done I don't know. You could have done, for example, you could have stylized it in that way, you know. Just had a unique font that was easily readable. You could have had it like that. But no, you didn't. Now, another thing is, it's very, very hard as you're playing to get... Please excuse me. It is very hard to get a perception of depth when you're playing this game because the shadow of your character is very, very light. It needs to be darker so you can easily see in an instant where your character is going to land. The boss design is pretty good, but the sound design quality, whatever you want to call it, is it's horrifically bad. It's really, really bad. You don't do anything to explain. Like so, look, you see where we got the energy coins, but you don't tell us anything about what the energy coins do. And another thing as well, I will say another thing. What's with this texture on the background? It literally makes it look horrible. And I'm playing in 4K. Why is the text so small? Why is that little gold coin there? You see, and it is a gold coin. You probably can't see it very well on the stream, but there's this little dot of gold below 3.1. Why is that so minuscule in 4K? It is blatantly obvious that this game has not been designed for 4K, but it has been enhanced so that it can run in 4K. But yet you've not done anything to make it look like it deserves to be. You know, you could have done, for example, and guess what? Here comes the whiteboard again. The dreaded whiteboard of doom, I'm aware of this. So you've got, from what I can see here, you have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 levels and what I assume to be a final level if you get all the energy coins, for example. Okay? So, why... You could have had, for example, something like this. So you've got the areas along the top. What you could have done, and what would have looked better, is instead of tiny little text, because that is what you have, you could have made a picture background. For example, and instead of this horrific squared background, which I theorise isn't supposed to be there, I theorise that there's a texture error or a missing texture, because it's on the back of absolutely every option and it looks horrible. Look at this, it looks horrible. It's poor presentation, like across the whole thing. You know, what you could have had, for example, like the blue on the background when we haven't reached the levels, like so, look at 1-1 now. That could have been the default setting instead of this horrible background, okay? But it isn't, but it should be. And then what you could do is you could highlight the colour of, like the pink colour of the text. You could make it gold if you're selecting it, for example. You know, something that jumps out to the player and says, okay, your current selection is on this level. Or you could have the light blue border around the cell of this table show gold or a blatantly obvious colour. So here's what you should have done, okay, with your table. You want big text with a nice background so it actually looks like... I can't believe I'm describing how to do tables to a game developer. And then you have 1.1 in big ass text. And if you have the gold coin, you want to actually make it so it's more than 4 pixels wide for a start. And you could have, if the gold coin is picked up, have a big ass coin next to the level number, like this. How hard is that to code? Seriously, how hard is that? Angel's evolving. Thank you for your support, Angel. But seriously, how hard is that to code? I could code that in 5 minutes using HTML. A freaking web code. I could code that. How hard is that to code on a simple level select screen? How hard is that? I mean, you can read my whiteboard in this tiny little webcam better than you can read read it on the freaking full display of the game capture. On this webcam, the text is larger than you've got it in game on a 4K screen. You know? Big problems, and it's simple. It's stuff you should have noticed immediately when testing your game. So that tells me one of two things. One, the game developer is lazy. Or two, the game developer is incompetent. Or heck, three, the game developer doesn't give a shit. None of them are good outcomes, are they? I mean, look, you've literally got the level select title at the top of the screen aligned to top middle, and it doesn't even look like it's been arranged properly because you've got a big gap between the level select and the table, but nothing between the level select and the top of the screen because you've aligned it there. It's very, very, very poorly coded. I'm not going to get into how to code HTML because there's absolutely no point. I mean, I seriously doubt that this screen has been coded in HTML, but whatever it has been coded in, it needs to be completely redone because it looks bloody awful. Get rid of this square texture that's on every single option of the game as well. Look at it. It absolutely looks horrible. It really does. And what's with the tiny text? It's bad. It's really, really bad. The game has been developed by Renegade Sector Games. It has been published by East Asia Soft. I don't blame East Asia Soft for this. But they do hold a little bit of the blame because they haven't gone to this developer and said, hey, this isn't up to a suitable standard. And that's a publisher's job. And the previous game that this developer worked on was called Breakneck City, which it sadly had its own issues, if I'm honest with you. So I'm going to go off of the assumption that East Asia Soft produced the splash image. Now, I'm going with that assumption because a lot of the games that East Asia Soft publishes have that kind of splash image to jazz up the game, like their own artists advertising it. However, I would state an opinion that it would not be untowards to consider that splash image is almost false advertising to the game. You know, because I'll put it this way: the game looks better than the title and the menu screens. So, before I give a score, here is what the developer should do if they want to improve their game. 1. Completely scrap the menus and the images and everything. Completely throw them out and redo them, because they are horrifically bad. The audio design. Every single sound that you have in this game, music, audio, everything, throw it out, start again. Because it's dreadful to listen to. It's literally painful to listen to. Especially on that third boss with the drone lasers. You can have something display danger without it screaming into your ear with that horrible whine noise that it had. The depth perception of the game is very hard to distinguish because there isn't any indicators of things going on. For example, there should be shadows of bullets coming at you, so you can see how far away they are. It's very, very hard to examine how close they are because there's literally no shadows underneath them saying, okay, if I'm looking at the shadows, it is 2 squares away. For example, you have nothing. And the character's shadow itself is so light, it's very, very hard to determine it just with a quick flick of your eyes. That's an issue that should also be rectified. So I'm not going to give this a high score, I'm afraid, because it literally doesn't deserve one. Menus, throw them out. Audio, throw them out. Completely start again. The gameplay itself is fine, with the exception of it needing shadows underneath the enemy projectiles and a much darker shadow underneath the player character, especially when you're trying to jump across platforms that are moving. It's very, very hard to distinguish where the character is going to land because the shadow of said character is very, very lightly coloured. Score-wise, it's not high. 5? No, that's too high. 1? No, that's unfair. That's too low. I mean, the gameplay is okay, but again, when the highest comment you can make is okay about the literal gameplay, it's not going to be a high score, is it? 3. I feel that's a bit low. 4. 4.5. 4.4. 4.3. 4.2. 4.3. 4.4. Yeah, I think we'll settle there. 4.4 out of 10. Because the only thing that's saving it is that the gameplay was okay. If the gameplay was as bad as the menu system, you'd be looking at a maximum of 1.5. The only thing that's saving it, and it's still getting a very low score, 4.4. The only thing that's saving it is that the gameplay was adequate. As I said, throw the menus out, throw every single audio sound that you have out, start again. Just throw them out and redo them. Because it's horrible. It's not being thought out well. The logo of your game is... it's barely legible. No one that sees that logo is going to read that as Thunder Kid. They may read the Thunder, but they aren't going to read Kid off the end of that when 30 to 40% of the lettering is missing. You know? It's poor logo design, and it needs to be redone. The texture for behind unselected items in the menus, get rid of it or replace it. Don't care which. Heck, I would even change the make all the font of the menus much bigger, because look, you have options here. You cannot tell me that you did these menus, looked at it and went, this is adequate. Seriously, I mean, look at where your text is. It's tiny and it's aligned to the very top of the cell. It literally looks to me like you have done these menus in Microsoft Excel and done a piss poor job of it. It really does look like that. It shouldn't be like this, and there should have been some sort of quality control, and it's very, very clear that you didn't have any. That's my opinion. 4.4 out of 10. Again, I do want to make it clear that I'm not blaming East Asia Soft for how this game looks. It's not their fault, they are just the publishers. I can assume that they did the splash image, as I mentioned, because it has absolutely no relevance to what the game looks like or plays like. And that's a shame. I want to thank East Asia Soft for providing the code for this. And see you soon.